Another question I get asked a lot is, how much bait do I prepare? Well, the answer to that is usually too much. And I think we tend to throw too much away nowadays. The first thing you have to do when you go on a commercial fishery, or any fishery for that matter, international is a great example, is check the rules. They might only allow you to have so much bait. A lot of fisheries don't nowadays, but there is some that do. So you have to follow the guidelines of the fishery. They might only allow you so many bags of pellets, etc., etc. But even so, what happens is when you go to a fishery and they have a limit, you always go to the limit because you just never know. So the easiest answer to that is I usually do too much. But one thing I don't do, one thing I'm really conscious about, and it's one thing that I teach people, is it's not about the amount, it's about what the bait that you're setting up. For example, if you've got to do your own work, which you should be doing before you go on a fishery, that's the first thing you do is check the fishery, make sure that it's the rules and everything like that. But when I see a bait tray with an angler, I can usually tell you, does he know what he's doing? Now, what I mean by that is if I go into somebody's bait tray and he's got a pint of maggots, pint of pellets, pint of meat, pint of this, pint of that, pint of that, I usually think he don't know what he's doing. But if I go to somebody's bait bag and he's got 3 pints of pellets and 3 pints of maggots and that's all that he's got, I know what he's doing. He knows the fishery, he's done his own work and he's happy. So it's not about having lots of different baits set up, it's about having the right baits for that fishery. And going on people's websites and make a phone call to the fishery manager and ask them can usually help you. One thing I don't do, you'll never see on my bait bag, a pint of this, pint of that, pint of that, pint of that, pint of that, pint of that. Pint. You'll normally see 2 or 3 baits that I know work on that particular fishery. Then what you've got to do is make them baits work. And that's what you've got to do.